Recording in
Okay.
progress.
I think everyone's on. We'll get started here. I'd like to start by welcoming everyone today, and thanks for joining us on our media availability. We have on the call today recently acquired 2022 Stanley Cup champion Nazem Kadri, joining us from Paris. Thanks, Nazem. And at this time, we're going to turn it over to Dalton, who will take care of some housekeeping.
Okay, thanks. Like Kel said, thanks everyone for joining us. Like we did yesterday with Tree, just like we kind of done in the last 2 years. If you have a question, please use raise your hand function. Once called upon, unmute yourself, ask your question, followed by muting yourself, just so we can get the best audio possible. So with that, we'll open up to questions. We'll start off with Pat Steinberg. Pat, go ahead.
Nazem, can you just take us through the last month or so and how you came to decide to sign with the Flames?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's certainly an elaborate process. You know, it took some time, and I think you know, the patience definitely did me some good. So, you know, Calgary was always a team that was interested from day one, which is always something I've respected and acknowledged. So, you know, it was definitely a tricky process, but there were some decisions to be made, and you know, obviously, I'm a Canadian boy. I love the country of Canada. Love the city of Calgary, and more importantly, the direction of the team. And you know, it was just, you know, really when it boiled down to decision making time, you know, that was you know, those were the aspects of you know, signing with Calgary.
When you take a look at kind of how this offseason has gone for them, and it's been an eventful one, just kind of your observations on how they've improved their team this offseason.
Well, certainly a great rebound. I mean, definitely, you know, it's not easy losing your two best players, and you know, that was something that I'm sure a lot of people were concerned about. But you know, in retrospect, I think the return has been pretty significant, and you know, between, you know, I looked up and down the lineup, and you know, we got you know, in the center ice positions specifically, I think can match up with anybody. Deep on the D-core, obviously a great goaltender. I think definitely things, you know, to propel yourself into some success. So it's been a fun ride so far.
Okay, we'll go to Ryan Leslie. Ryan, go ahead.
Nazem, thanks for doing this. Welcome to Calgary. I just wonder what that conversation was like with Brad Treliving. I know you guys had some great dialogue. What was that process like when you chat with him about such a commitment and a new team? Everything's so new, and I wonder what that dynamic was like when you guys were kind of going through the fine print of making this happen.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, obviously I've had lots of communication with Brad and you know, Mr. Edwards as well. You know, talking on the phone, just hearing their vision for the team and where I fit, and just, you know, ultimately it's about winning and about being a contender. And I feel like you know, that played a huge factor in me, you know, coming to Calgary, just understanding that you know, the time is now, and it certainly could be close with, you know, obviously the moves we've made, and me hopping on board. So, you know, I'm just excited to meet the guys. You know, Brad's been great through the process, just kind of filling me in. Obviously, you know, we've had to stay patient, but you know, in the end, you know, considering the cap and everything, obviously things have to be moved around, and you know, that's part of the reason why it's been taking so long.
And last one for me, I guess, just obviously you like that big stage and you like the bright lights and you look forward to playing in all meaningful games. But I wonder now what it means to you to play in a Battle of Alberta and go head to head with a guy like Connor McDavid and company.
I respect it and I appreciate that. You know, me obviously being around the league for a while, I've been able to play against some great players, and you know, I think that's something that I embrace, and you know, I accept that challenge of, you know, playing against the best players in the top lines every single night. And you know, I've certainly proved that I can do that and come out on top. So, you know, I look forward to that. Obviously, you know, coming back to Canada, I've kind of had that, you know, in the past with that, you know, Toronto, Montreal kind of, you know, that, this is very similar. So, I think it's something that I'm going to adjust pretty quickly to. And, I just can't wait to get to the city of Calgary and start meeting the fans and meeting the community. And I've heard nothing but great things so far.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Ryan. Next, we'll go to Wes Gilbertson. Wes, go ahead.
Hey, Nazem, welcome to Calgary.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, when you talk about the great rebound, like as you went through this process that you referred to and the patience, like would there have been a stretch after Johnny left and maybe before we knew where Matthew Tkachuk was going that you wouldn't have been as keen on Calgary because you didn't see them as a contender, or did you always think they had the pieces there?
Certainly. I mean, that's, obviously kind of, alarming to anybody really when you lose players of that magnitude, but I think obviously, like I've mentioned before, I think Brad's done a great job in just, getting some return, some valuable players, obviously Johnny Huberdeau, Uyghur are great players, a part of a great team last year, the best team. President's Trophy, of course, and anytime you can add players of that magnitude, it's certainly intriguing. So, after that, unfolded, I think and like I mentioned before, Calgary was always, someone that was, interested in me from, not just a few weeks ago, but even a few years ago, and have kind of always been on my radar. So, it's nice to finally come to some sort of an agreement, and I can't wait to, just like I said, get to Calgary and show the fans what we have.
Thanks, Wes. Sorry, go ahead, Wes.
Going back to, over the last couple of months, are you getting any better at putting into words what it means to be a Stanley Cup champion?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. It was a quick turnaround, right? With free agency and everything going on, it was, I certainly had to, get in the proper mental headspace and just be able to figure out what my future is like, and what it's going to be for myself and my family. So, I'm gonna have my day with the cup here shortly. Obviously that is something that, last year will be something that I'll never forget. And, I always, embrace those moments, and being at the pinnacle of hockey and winning a Stanley Cup, it just makes you, it's almost that addictive feeling of winning and getting to the playoffs and playing meaningful games and scoring meaningful goals. I think that's, always something you cherish as a hockey player, and hopefully, I know with Calgary, we're going to get another opportunity to do that.
Okay, we're going to go to Haley Salvian. Haley, go ahead.
And Nazem, I guess I'm just wondering, have you talked to some of the guys on the team since you've signed? I know we heard that you're on vacation right now, but have you gotten to chat with anyone, or some of the guys reached out?
Oh, lots, which has been, certainly embracing is, as a new player coming to a new team, you always hope you kind of fit in and contribute what you can. So lots of players have reached out to me, already in a group chat. So, that's always welcoming as a new player coming into a new team. Guys have been great so far. And, like I said, I've been around for a little bit, so I've done my homework and asked around about the team, the organization, the city, the players, and not once have I heard a bad thing. So that was very appealing to me, and I certainly appreciate that from the players.
I guess to follow up, you mentioned your day with the cup is coming up. Can you share with us your plans for that day, or is that something you're trying to keep under wraps?
Yeah, I mean, we'll keep it a little bit of a secret for sure, but I think obviously, me being from London, Ontario, I'm going to take it back home and share it with my community, and I think that's certainly an important aspect with family and the people that have supported me from day one down there, and I'm sure we'll be making a bit of an appearance in Toronto later as well, and just obviously. I've done a lot of growing up in that city as well, and there's been lots of supporters of mine there. So, I'm hoping to between the two, and it's certainly an exciting day, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll take a few more here, starting with Salam Valji. Salam, go ahead.
Hey Nazem, first of all, congratulations and welcome to Calgary. You seem like a guy that was pretty involved. I've heard that you were asking lots of questions of different managers and just very involved in the research aspect. Whether it was ex-teammates or friends around the league, what specifically did they tell you about the lifestyle in Calgary or about the organization that made it such an appealing opportunity for you to come here?
Well, I mean, just obviously the direction of the team. I know a few players over there, and you know, I've been to Calgary. I've visited Calgary multiple times as a visiting player, and I've always, admired the sea of red and the atmosphere in the arena and the fans of Calgary first and foremost. So, that's something that I feel is going to be a nice transition for me. Them just embracing me and welcoming me, and I'm certainly their kind of player. So I think, I think that can fit in well. I've talked to former players, former managers and coaches, and even current around the league, and who've worked for the Flames at some point, and all positive things, all great things about the city of Calgary, which I had known obviously from visiting there multiple times, and it just made it more intriguing for me, and I think it's going to be a great fit.
And have you reflected on kind of the irony of a couple of years ago, the trade that was going to happen, and then you go to Colorado, and now you somehow end up back in Calgary? Have you reflected on that yet? Or
I know it's a little bizarre here, sitting a few years later, and obviously that that aspect in that particular moment in my career, it was, I had played in Toronto for a long time, and I didn't see myself leaving, and that had nothing to do with the city of Calgary or the organization. I just wanted to stay where I was. And that was, I think, just to clarify on that, I think is important because, I've always admired the city of Calgary and Canada in general. I'm a Canadian boy, so I love playing in Canada, but, it's certainly ironic, but it was always a team that was on my radar, and I'm just happy and just super excited to be able to join the organization.
okay, and just one more. Did Daryl Sutter talk to you at all during this process? And if so, what were the conversations like?
Of course. I've talked to him a couple times, and obviously I got a ton of respect for a coach like that, and I think I'm his kind of player also, which is nice. So I'm excited to to work with Daryl, and obviously he's we both have that championship experience, and kind of can reminisce and share our moments together. But at the end of the day, I'm going there all business. I want to win. I'm looking to to run this thing back, and I think Calgary's certainly got a great chance for that.
Thanks, Salam. We'll take two more questions here, starting with Cami Kepke. Cami, go ahead.
Hey Nazem, welcome to Calgary. You mentioned doing your homework, just kind of talking to people from a Flames organization standpoint. Did Cale Makar or Logan O'Connor give you a rundown on the city?
I've been teammates of theirs for a few years now, so they're raving about Calgary every single opportunity they get. So and rightfully so. I mean, it's a great community, and they're both great people, and that's how I know the city of Calgary is just full of great people and passionate people, because I see that in their personalities. So Cale messaged me right after and just kind of wished me the best, and asked if I needed any advice on anything in the city, just to not hesitate. So obviously he's a good friend of mine, and he's excited about coming for the home opener as well. So hopefully we can get the job done that night.
And kind of similar to your time in Toronto, there are these great regular season teams in those markets, but for Calgary, the question has always been, how do you get past the second round of playoffs? So now, with your experience, how can you bring that element of what it takes to get to the conference and the cup final to Calgary?
I think it's just that experience, and just having that that poise and composure to be in those type of moments and just to embrace it. And, I think just coming to Calgary, everyone kind of understands that there's not one moment, doesn't matter what player or what team that's going to be too big for us. And, just that calmness to be able to approach every single game like it's, any ordinary game. I mean, obviously it's not, and there's more on the line, but I think that's the mentality you have to have in order to stay calm and be your best. So that experience certainly helps with that aspect.
Okay, final question here to Steve McFarland. Steve, go ahead.
Thanks. Hey, congratulations on the deal, Nazem. Welcome to Calgary.
Thank you.
I'm curious. You've answered most of my questions, but I'm really curious. I know it's later in the evening now in Paris, and how do you spend the day today in Paris after signing a deal like that and knowing where you're going to be for the next 7 seasons? Just curious what today was like for you there on vacation.
It was exciting. It was exciting. I'm still, I'm still getting to work and doing my thing in the gym and staying in shape. And, obviously that's something I take very seriously. So I think in order to be at your best, you need to have that approach. But, other than that, very relaxing, just kind of hung out by the pool, went to the beach, just enjoyed myself because at the end of the day, I mean, this is a long time. This is a big part of my future, a big part of my career. And, it was almost a celebration, right? Just because, this is somewhere that I really want to be. And I'm going to give it everything I have. And, I think the city of Calgary is really going to appreciate that.
All right, awesome. We're going to end there. Thanks, media, and thanks, Nazem, for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of your trip, and everyone have a great weekend.
Okay, guys. Thank you.